just to assess your mobility. The spinal rotation created in this pose is the sum of the small partial intervertebral movements in keeping with the chain principle. For this reason, it may improve the quality of mobility of the dozens of small intervertebral joints and between the vertebrae in the ribs that connect them to the chest area. Now, the next version of the twist is one which simply allows more passive rotation. Now, unlike symmetrical flexion or extension poses where both sides of the body work together, this pose, like all twisting poses, creates an asymmetrical condition in which the two sides of the body work completely differently, and structures on the two sides of the body are drawn in opposite directions. In the next pose, the sage twist, spinal rotation is not an isolated local phenomenon involving only the vertebrae. Kinesiologically, the rotation creates complex reciprocal ties between several structures that are involved in the action, among them the pelvis and the hip joints. To speak on the ranges of rotation achievable in the various regions of the spine, such as the lumbar, thoracic, and cervical, for example, the range of rotation in the lumbar region is only up to 5 degrees. The range of rotation in the thoracic region is 35 to 40 degrees. Now, in passive rotation, the oblique abdominals are not involved in rotating the spine. The hand against leg resistance facilitates the rotation of the torso using the arm muscles. The obliques are free and slightly stretched. In contrast, during active rotation, without hand support, rotation is performed by the oblique abdominals, preventing them from being able to stretch. Lack of support of the upper leg will activate the obliques because of this. If you have difficulty elevating the ribs in this movement or performing full rotation of the spine, it might be because of bending in the back. Reasons for this could be shortened hamstrings. Now, shortening of the hamstrings with a straight leg causes strong pelvic backward rotation and flexion in the back. In addition, posterior pelvic tilt is a chain reaction to full flexion of the thigh. The greater the flexion of the hip joint, the more the pelvis tends to rotate backwards. When the pelvis is rotated, it is not possible to maintain lumbar lordosis. In a condition of bent back, the range of spinal rotation is reduced. Now, a very simple solution to this common problem is simply to elevate the pelvis by placing a rolled-up blanket or a cube, piece of wood, or a pillow or something underneath it. Now, in many cases, I do recommend